happy to have the opportunity. However, I did speak at Forum a year and a half ago, no, 3.5 years ago, and since then, I don't know that I have a whole lot more to say. But I do want to say something. And I think what I'm going to say is that I've asked my Irish Uncle Seamus McConnell to come here and speak with you all today. His name's actually Dr. Seamus McConnell. He has 4 doctorates. I don't know what they're in. He doesn't like to be called Dr. Seamus McConnell. He prefers if you just call him Seamus. He'll have a lot to say, and he'll say it better than I could. I'm sorry, those of you who maybe weren't here a year and a half ago, 3.5 years ago, to hear me speak before, but I'd rather have my than me say something more. Is this the part where I get the banana out of the tree? No? Okay. So without any further ado, to the 10 of you who voted me and everyone here today at Forum, I introduce to you my Irish Uncle Seamus McConnell, Dr. Seamus McConnell. Seamus.
I'd like to say thank you to my nephew for giving me the chance to set the young people straight. I understand that I'm supposed to give you some life advice so that you don't go and fuck things up any more than they already are. Great! I'm just the man to do this job. I am brilliant. I know everything there is to know about everything. I have 4 doctorates. Did he tell you that part? Everything I'm about to say to you is so valuable that you had better take notes word for word, write down what I say, because it is all original knowledge and truth that came out of my own brain. Or video record it and take pictures and look at it later. As I said, this is all my own original work, and I have no MLA citations because everything I'm about to say is so original. I am absolutely not quoting anything when I tell you, give every man thine ear, but few thy voice, neither a rower nor a lender be to thy own self be true. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the deal is done. You will be stupid. You will worry your parents. You will question your own choices, your relationships, your jobs, your friends, where you live, what you studied in college, that you went to college at all. If that happens, you're doing it right. Ladies and gentlemen of the class of '99, if I could offer you only one tip for the future, sunscreen would be it. The long-term benefits of sunscreen have been proved by scientists, whereas the rest of my advice has no basis more reliable than my own meandering experience. I will dispense this advice now. Enjoy the power and beauty of your youth. Oh, never mind, you will not understand the power and beauty of your youth until they have faded. But trust me, in 20 years, you'll look back at photos of yourself and recall in a way you can't grasp now how much possibility lay before you and how fabulous you really looked. You're not as fat as you imagined. Don't worry about the future or worry, but know that worrying is as effective as trying to solve an algebra equation by chewing bubblegum. The real troubles in life are apt to be things that never crossed your worried mind, the kind that blindside you at 4 p.m. on some idle Tuesday. Do one thing every day that scares you. I'd much rather be someone shot at whiskey than everyone's cup of tea. That one I'll cite, that's Carrie Bradshaw from Sesame. We really should learn all of our life advice from television, movies, and the internet. To laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children. To earn the appreciation of honest critics and to endure the betrayal of false friends. To appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition, such as gun control or militarization of the police perhaps, to know that even one life has breathed easier because you have lived, this is to have succeeded. I used to think I had the answers to everything. But now I know life doesn't always go my way, yeah? It feels like I'm caught in the middle. That's when I realize I'm not a girl, not yet a woman. All in between. There is a vitality, a life force, and energy, a quickening that is translated through you into action. And because there is only one of you in all of time, this expression is unique. And if you block it, it will never exist through any other medium, and it will be lost. The world will not have it. It is not your business to determine how good it is, nor how valuable, nor how it compares with other expressions. It is your business to keep the channel open. You do not even have to believe in yourself or your work. You have to keep yourself open and aware to the urges that motivate you. Keep the channel open. No artist displays. There is no satisfaction, whatever at any time. There is only a queer divine dissatisfaction, a blessed unrest that keeps us marching and makes us more alive than the others. That takes care of the advice part of the speech. And now I understand that my nephew refuses to tell you what theater and performance are. This is true. Write it down. Theater is, okay, I have to interrupt my Irish doctor up here. I hope you all could make out what he was saying with that thick Irish brogue. The advice my uncle just gave should be good for all of you gathered here today, but I need to address very directly the 10 of you graduating who are in culminations and asked me to speak today. The events in Stroger a couple of weeks ago reminded us, the shooting, let's call it what it was. The shooting in Stroger a couple of weeks ago reminded us just how fragile life is and that we only get one swing at it. Be tender with yourselves. Be tender with each other. Most of life is a series of missteps and failures and awkwardly waving at people we want to say hello to from across the room. But we float on anyway. We float. We try to get all the sides of the Rubik's Cube to match up. We try to figure out the recipe to make the best cake. We hope it doesn't fall over from too much fondant and royal icing and that it tastes kind of good. It takes some experimenting. We never get it right. We do the best we can. Milo Pfeffer, you all know him, yes, asked me a few months ago, what do we do with a life? And my only response was, that's the question, Milo. And I think all I can say is the best we can. I have tried to be the best teacher that I can. I have tried to teach you well and let you lead the way. I have tried to teach with my whole self. Many of you have seen me angry and happy and sad. I have tried to speak to you like people and not some strange socially constructed hollow idea of student. I learned to do this from a student who graduated last year. Audrey Klinsky was the first student who one day waiting outside the studio for 2020 spoke to me like a human being. I don't remember if she asked me how my day was or where I grew up or what the conversation was. I just know that she approached me like a person, and so I approached her like one. And I continue to approach my students like people, because the idea that the real world is out there and this school world is somehow removed is a false construction that has to do with maintaining institutional power and control. Yes, we each have a role to play at times in the classroom. Yes, I will grade you. But I have tried to know so many of you, to teach you, to tend to you, to learn from you. I've gotten to know some of you better than others. And now this is going to get personal. Grace, I'm afraid that I don't really know you. There are a lot of EAs, and I try to get to know as many of all of you as possible, but I don't get a chance to know all of you. I understand that you like working with costumes, and I hope you've been challenged with your time here as a VA, and I congratulate you on completing the degree. Emma, I remember that even though you don't consider yourself a performer, you had some lovely moments in performance in the scene that I made you and Blakely do from Waiting for Lefty. And I know that you have worked diligently and exhaustively in the shops over the past few years to help make the school theater shows look as spectacular as they have. Casey, you were also in that Performance 1 class, and in 2020, the very first time I taught it, it was a joy for me last year to see you in Flow in that play that took place in the hospital. I don't know the name of it. But to see you put in the work you did in class directly into practice. And that Flow piece was directed by Kathy. And I remember having that first Performance 1 devised group project rehearsal late one night in Eddie's living room, and Lucas got into a suitcase. And recently it was exciting to see you run up and down the spiral staircase with Ty and James and Giant Peach. I remember seeing that you have a cast in that and being very happy for you. Rochelle, I'm so glad you came back to finish your time here after taking a year away. It was such a pleasure to see your work this summer at N Station in both our town and that Two Gentlemen of Virginia thing. You were there, already doing it, already being a working actress out beyond the stages of FSU. It was exciting to see you in front of that small town Virginia audience, doing that show that they love so much. And you did a great job, the kind of job that both Chris and I knew that you were capable of, and is why we wrote a letter to Cameron in strong support of you when you were removed from dangerous liaisons last year. As Drupal, I always get a strange little jolt of excitement when I see you waiting for the bus, and I think you I remember coming to a Nocturne rehearsal last fall, and you were there also taking notes, and I saw how many notes you were taking, and I wondered if I should be taking more. I appreciated your work in Performance 1 and dealing with the absurdity of contemporary life with Beckett and UNESCO and Encounters. Philip, you're the only one of the 10 who asked me to speak here today. And Daniel, you're not part of that 10 as far as I understand, but you never gave me plays. You should give me those plays sometime. Okay? All right. Philip, you're the only one here of the 10 who worked with me on the one SOT show I directed, and I knew that from generals that I was casting you. Your check-ins have become a way that I explain check-ins. I tell people they can say a little or a little more, but to try not to do a little hardball who is on and on. And I didn't mind when you did it. I appreciated it from you, but I'm not giving that time to anyone else. And also, I don't think I've told you this, I've told Miles, but when Encounters was canceled this fall, I was very disappointed because I was really looking forward to having Miles and Peter throw you around and having you climb on them and see what we could do at that. Katie, I think you had a whole lot to do with me being here right now, speaking. My earliest memory of getting to know you is that you used to thank me after lecture in 2020. It seems a strange thing, but also a really nice thing. You've proven to be such a considerate and active student, stage manager, and performer. It was really fun to see you work in Performance 1 this fall and the 2 pieces you've done at the 6 to 1 Annex. And you're always so supportive of your peers and your friends. You smile a lot. You are as responsible as they come, and I know that Jeff is so happy to have you take that job at N Station. You'll help that company grow. You will foster that. You've become one of my best friends. We've made art together. We've eaten together. We have gone to space together. If you haven't watched it yet, check out Mission 198. 30-second web series that Justin and I made over this past summer, where we would get to his car and play space most days for a couple hours, and then video record it. You make me laugh. I've enjoyed all the work you've made for the performance art events the past couple of years, even though I don't think you'd ever consider yourself a performance artist. And thanks to you and Gianna for letting me be part of the cosmic adventures of Chuck and Charlie. We hang out in space a lot. Let's space some more in Chicago. And finally, Claudia, my other best friend being celebrated today. You are the student that has challenged me the most, taught me the most. You're a nimble mind that sees worlds within worlds. You're a divergent thinker who can create universes like other people make sandwiches. I said this a couple weeks ago at the 13 Love Songs event, but in Kung Fu, the student learns the teacher's style until they can invent their own. And then they beat the teacher with an otherwise unknown move. As for performance art, your tiger style is stronger than my cobra style. I look forward to continuing to learn from you, and then maybe my new lion style can be your new spider style, Spider-Man can, and on we can circle back and forth as teacher and student. Yeah, we did a lot of circles, you know? I know. You all don't have to be afraid to join in the real world because you never left it. What I challenge you all to now is to become citizens of the world, because the world is now both smaller and larger than it ever has been before. And to borrow the advice of a casting director in Chicago, you are each the perfect you. This is not to say that you are perfect, but that each of you is the perfect you that you can be. And the universe needs the everything. And you need to fully become yourself as part of the everything. So if we think of a painting, blue needs to be blue and red needs to be red. They need to be fully their vibrant selves, but not for themselves alone, but for the good of the entire painting. I want each of you to be confident in your perfect blueness or redness. And to be confident is not to walk into a room and think you are better than everyone else in the room. It is the need to not compare yourself to anyone else to begin with. And yet, to understand that we're all in the room together. A tension between being a special snowflake and just another snowflake in the globe. Flickering back and forth between those positions constantly. I've enjoyed being in rooms with all of you these past few years, and I look forward to existing in other rooms with you in the future. What is performance? Space, bodies, and time, reconfigured in infinite possibilities. You each will open up your own possibilities, and I'm excited to see those infinities take shape in the futures you make for yourselves. Congratulations, graduating class of fall 2014. Let's see what 2015 holds for us. Thank you.